Hello and welcome to the Heed On Me podcast. This week we aren't eating pizza on live on the show, so it should be a lot better. But a good week. Obviously 4 points from a possible 6 with the draw away to Chester and the win at home to Guiseley on Bank Holiday Monday. And so also as well, we've got the ladies game to talk about as well. Mickey was there last night. Another fantastic win. But Mickey, not a bad day at the office at the weekend, was it?
Before we go any further, happy anniversary to you and the missus.
Oh yeah, I know. I better say that as well because obviously it's me wedding anniversary and I'm doing a podcast and she's next door watching Corrie. So happy anniversary, pet. I'll be with Cruise. You can give us a back rub after a hard podcast. I'd
rather Lane done it.
Yeah, I know.
But thanks for the offer.
You've got more supple hands, Mickey. That's where it is.
Less calluses.
Yeah, someone said, hang on, are we echoing? Someone's put a lovely echo, Dave. Are we echoing here at the moment? If anyone could let us know. So to say, Mason Force put evening, lads.
Evening, Mason.
And evening, lads from Charles Waugh as well. Charlie. So anyone let us know if we are echoing, please don't. But please do get in contact with the show. You can contact us all the way through on whatever platform you're watching on, and the messages will come up on the screen like that as we go through. We've got an interview with Gated fan and comedian, and someone's put, oh yes. So I don't know if anyone else is having any trouble. Doesn't seem to be. Other people are messaging all right, so I don't know if it's on Charlie's end. But yeah, we've got a great interview with Gated fan and comedian Gavin Webster, friend of the show. So we'll play that out later on, and also we've got the goals and match reaction and preview to go out as well. So yeah, it should be very, very good. But got one from Joycey Agnew. He's put greetings from West Peterborough supporters. We have been there both home games and it's looking good. It is. And well,
gotta agree.
Yeah. And just before we go any further, as I say, I had to get some little bit of nutrients before the game kicked off on Saturday. And can I just say that the Dixon's pie, the chicken and leek, that is what powered the commentary on Saturday. It was beautiful, and definitely get one if you're at the next home game. It was sublime. So Dixon's
sold out.
Yeah, definitely.
Completely sold out apparently on the weekend, on Monday.
Yeah, and we've got another one here. Mason Ford, really looking forward to tomorrow's game at Southport. Always a tough game. We'll get into that a little bit shortly. Hello, gents. Really pleased with the result on Monday. Not so much about Saturday. We should be taking 3 points. Look, we're unbeaten. We're sitting in 5th. I know the league table's not much to look at the minute, but we're up towards the right end, and that's the important thing. And the chicken balti pie, 11 out of 10. So there you go.
I totally agree, Joey. It was absolutely fantastic.
Lots and lots of messages coming in. So please do that. Also give it a cheeky share while you're watching. Get other people coming in. We're doing all right. All the better for having all of you joining us here on the Heed On Me podcast.
Everyone.
Thank you very much for joining us. We had hoped to get Macaulay Langstaff. I did get in contact with him, but he didn't see my reply. So unfortunately, we didn't get to get the young man on and talk about his goals. And well, just before we get into talking about the games, let's have a look at the goals from from Monday even. Positions all the way throughout that. But say Ben Chapman, calling him Ben Chapman, I don't know why. Jacob Chapman, all in pink, saying made a fantastic double save at the weekend on Saturday and made a penalty save and amongst that. But now Macaulay Langstaff drives into the box. He's going to go for a shot.
Oh, what a finish!
Just blasts it into the roof of the net, and that is 1-0 to Gateshead. And Macaulay Langstaff, he is enjoying having the ball at his feet at the moment.
Well, it might sound like we're making this up. We did load him in that introduction. You know, he's been in great form. Everyone at the club says how good he's been in training and how impressive they've been when they've played pre-season games. The blustery wind, but he's managed to get it to Jacob's feet. Just hasn't been able to control it.
Macaulay Langstaff has the ball in the box, goes to the shot, and scores! What a finish! This boy is confident in his own skills, and he's paying the bills. It's 2-0 to Gateshead.
Please never say that again.
The puns are coming out today.
jokes aside, I mean, that's an unbelievable finish. He's left-hand side of the area. Again, I mentioned it with his first goal. It's the only place he can put it, but he's bent it. He sent it outside of the post. And he's got that much curl on it. It's just nestled inside.
Yes, I did get a bit excited and went down the pun route on that one there, but fantastic performance. And also apologies for anyone that maybe listened to the commentary if you're expecting the build-up. Me and Mark went through a fantastic 15-minute build-up. It was in depth. It was perfect. And I hadn't switched the mic on. So we didn't realize until about devastated. That's why Mark mentioned in there that would the build up that nobody heard. But to be honest, it was a very good one. But apologies for that. But we hope that you enjoyed the comedy. We had great numbers as well. People tuned in, listened to that. So big thank you. People listening all around the world as well. And we've got another message here. Good evening, lads. How are you? Good result for the Heat at the weekend. It certainly was. Yeah, and 1 second, we've got a message here. I've seen a little bit of it. Also, speaking of the commentary, I was travelling down to Cumbria on Monday from holiday, and now have tickets for the Carlisle game sorted on Saturday. Well, that's fantastic, hopefully. And the commentary was spot on. So there we go. Thank you very much. I was a bit flustered at the beginning, I must admit. But we'll start with the game away to Chester. I couldn't listen to the game. I was getting the odd update on Twitter, and obviously seen that we were 1-0 with about 3 minutes to go was the last update I seen. 3 minutes in injury time, and then about 15 minutes later I checked again, and 7 minutes in injury time we are level, and that's how it finished.
It's great when it's the other way around, when you get a late winner, and it's an absolute sickener when you let a late leveler in. But most of them would have took a point before the game.
Yeah.
And me and yourself are pretty much, we'll always take a point on the road, wouldn't you? So
yeah,
just the way we could be sitting on 9 points, but 7 points from 9. I'm not complaining. That's 7 points from 9.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been nearly nigh on a nuclear holocaust before Monday at York. So.
Yeah, I mean, they're still not. I don't think Steve Watson's out the woods yet down there. Another defeat might, really heap the pressure on. But yeah, I mean, obviously for us, you've got to look around the league. Yes, 7 points out of 9, maybe should have been 9 points. But when you look at the other teams around us, have played one more game. We're sitting in 5th, and some of the big boys that were meant to be up there aren't at the minute. So you've got to take this start and say yes, it's a great start. And
got to roll with it, and I've got to say, the first half against Guiseley, if we'd have went in 4-0 up, they could not have complained.
No, we were just very similar to the Kevin game in the first half. Every time we went forward, we looked dangerous. We were opening them up. Second half, they had no other option than to come it with. We rid the storm a bit again. See the parallels to the Kettering game. There was quite a few, but yet again, we stood resolute, and that was the one of the saving graces to come away from that second half performance, is that we can dig in and battle when we need to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, was it Louis Story got man of the match? There was Nolan McCauley got man of the match, and Mark said Louis Story.
Yeah.
I thought Louis had a great game. I also thought Matty Jacobs was excellent.
Yeah, he was. We'll talk a little bit more about him later on with Gavin Webster in the pre-recorded interview that we've got. And he's really settled in quick. He looks like there's more to come from the lad as well. I mean, I think we're just scratching the surface there. But I mean, let's have a little look around the team as well. We talk about adaptability in the players. You had Tinkler drop back to centre back with Womble making his debut, and I think it was his birthday as well, soon after or before. I forget, but many happy returns to Ryan. Not a bad way to have near your birthday, your first debut. And he can come out that game with his head held high as well. He did really.
He done really well. But to be honest, it was a good all-round team performance, Davey. The 2 goals McCauley scored were top quality.
I think Mark said in commentary that was the only place you could have put them to score them goals, and it was just fantastic.
I mean, the lad has come on leaps and bounds since he went to York. He left us and went to York. He's come back from York. He's had a couple of loan spells down there. Come back, yeah. And the difference is noticeable, and he's he was good in pre-season, and he's taken that form into the new season. Long may it continue.
Definitely, and say the goals are being spread around as well. It's not just, we're not just relying on one man, and that's that's good, positive going forward. Got to say it was great on Monday, especially doing the man of the match presentation to Langstaff. Congratulations! I seen the photo of that.
I see it.
Mason is really good, and also as well, just before we go, there was an announcement put out earlier this week. I've got the picture to put up on the screen. There is going to be a night for the Gated Soul at the Aladdin Club on Friday, the 10th of September, 7:30 start. It's a £2 entry with a free raffle ticket. Get down there. I think it's obviously in association with the Gated Food Bank, so an absolutely fantastic night will be had there. Charity pop quiz and card bingo with Tenerife Dave, and so get yourselves along there. Sadly, I'll go on holiday a week today, go down to Primrose Valley. Must be silly to book a week's holiday away after the 6 weeks holidays end. So another week with the kids. So that'll be good. After being off since mine have been off since the middle of June, so it's been a long summer.
When they all go back to school, you'll hear the mass sigh of relief, wouldn't you? It's like a balloon bursting.
I think me and my wife, you're going to hear us singing "It's the most wonderful time of the year" as we're dragging them out to the club. Just Luke's put also the FA Cup first qualifying round on Saturday, not long till Gateshead entering the second round. Of course, we'll have no idea who we're going to be playing because the draw will be after that. And I wonder who Tenerife Dave is. Well, you cannot miss him. But no, it'll be a fantastic night. So if you want to get along with that, good cause. Great to see the Soul able to put events on again after what's been we know what's happened in the past 2 years. So yeah, it'll be a good night. Well, I say there was some news that we spoke about just before we came on. It'll be mentioned in the next video that we play, the interview with Ian Watson. But two Gator players with broken feet at the minute. One worse than the other. In Danny Greenfield, going to be out for maybe 12 weeks, and Luke Williams as well has got a chip bone in the foot, and he'll be out for a few weeks. But this is Ian Watson from Gator FC TV on YouTube talking about the game this coming Saturday.
Busters, see, coming into Saturday's game away at Southport off the back of a couple of games in quick succession, how are the lads looking after those two tough tests?
The boys are all been fine. Obviously, we picked up a couple of bad injuries the last Friday and Saturday. We had Danny who broke his foot on Friday, and then we had Luke who broke his on Saturday. So obviously it wasn't great, and we've already got a couple of long-term injuries. It just adds to that, but. The boys have stepped up. I thought we were brilliant in both games, and both performances were really pleasing. The work rate, the way we played. The only sort of slight criticism is that we didn't sort of finish the game off on Saturday, and we probably could have won by more on Monday. It was a little bit nervy towards the end, but can't fault the boys' work ethic. They've been unbelievable in terms of pressing the ball and the work off the ball, and then in possession we've been playing some brilliant football as well. So really proud of the boys, how they've stepped up, how they've started the season, and just looking to maintain that really going into Saturday.
In terms of the longer term injuries you mentioned there, obviously Danny and Luke being a couple of them, do you have sort of an idea at all on how long they might be missing from action at the minute?
Danny's going to be slightly longer than Luke. Luke's looking at maybe 6-7 weeks. He's just chipped a bone. I think Danny's broke his 5th metatarsal, so Danny's going to be a bit of a lengthy one. It's going to be 11-12 weeks before he's back. So we're all gutted for him. We're all gutted for us. We're going to miss him on the pitch. These players are still so important to us off the pitch as well. You know, they bring so much to the changing rooms, the energy around the place. So they're still going to have things to do. We're still going to give them sort of tasks on match day and stuff to make sure that they're in and around it and they're part of it. And we'll all muck in and make sure that we don't miss them as much on the pitch as that we could do, because they're two very good players for us. So it's about lads stepping up and making sure that we keep getting the points and keep getting the performances put in.
On the road back to fitness at the minute, of course. I think Forbes doing some work in training today. How far away do you think he is from potentially being involved?
Forbes is the closest one, so but we just have to be careful with Forbesy because it's a delicate injury where he's been out with it before, then he's came back too soon. So we need to make sure it's right. We won't be rushing him back at all. You know, we need to make sure that he's fully 100% before he goes at the games. But we're sort of looking at 2-3 weeks before he'll be fully trained again, and then hopefully be available for selection. And then we've got Jack, who's another lengthy one. I don't even know what the time scale is on Jack. I know originally we said 6-7 weeks, but I don't know if it's increased a little bit. Again, two huge players on and off the pitch, so we're going to miss them, but that's football, you know, especially now with COVID and things like that. There's going to be teams missing key players at key times, so we've just got to get on with it and deal with it, and we fully trust every player that we've got in the squad to come in and carry on the performances what the boys have been doing.
And the first of 3, but potentially 4 away games coming up, should you be drawn away in the FA Cup as well, of course. But on Saturday, a trip to Southport, what kind of test are you expecting from them?
Really hard one. Obviously the last 2 games, Kidderminster and Fylde, obviously they got a draw against Kidderminster, which is a good result because I think Kidderminster are a very good side, and then Fylde obviously got to be the favourites to win the league. They took them all the way. I know Fylde had 10 men, but Southport still performed well and took the game right to the end. We know they're big, strong, they're direct. They like to get balls in the box, and they like to play high percentages in terms of throw-ins, corners, any sort of free kicks that will look to get into the box, which we expect. They've got an experienced centre forward in the league. So again, it's kind of the stuff what we dealt with previously with teams in this league, where you know they're going to put the ball under the crossbar from throw-ins onto champion stuff, and we have to deal with it. We've talked about the game sort of being split in possession, out of possession, and what percentage we have in possession, and then what percentage we have out of possession. And the out of possession stuff for us is probably more important. Whether that's 35-40% that we don't have the ball, we have to make sure that we do them things well. We have to defend balls in the box well, we have to press the ball well, win the ball back as quick as we can, and then that allows us to sort of control the game and dominate the ball.
And of course, it's Monday's win took it to 5th in the league table, although things are still taking shape with that. A lot of teams on a different number of games. How long do you kind of feel like it is before you can take a bit of stock from the league table, really?
I don't normally look until about November, so obviously you've seen that with 5th there. I wouldn't have known that. I don't normally look until about November when you're over 10 games in. You know, teams have got different signings that they might be waiting to bring in and things like that, so you can't really grasp it yet. As I say, you just focus on that one game in front of you, and to be honest, I've said to you before, we just focus on the training session. So our full focus today was on today's session, tomorrow will be the same, and then we go into Saturday really focusing on that. And I think that's the only way that we can work. As soon as we start looking too far ahead, we miss sort of what's in front of us. So it's important that we maintain that, what we've had the last couple of years. We just purely focus on the now and what we're doing.
Well, there you go. Ian Watson speaking on Gateshead FC TV on YouTube. Please do follow them. Jack Gregan does a fantastic job, and he was the one doing the interview in there. And obviously, some answers you would expect from Ian Watson. You know, obviously not looking at the league table and taking each game as it comes, that type of thing. But obviously, the injuries is big news. Players who you would think would be very much involved in the match day starting lineup are out, and Danny Greenfield being out after the pre-season, he started off all right, had a little niggling injury, and then got back in, and to have that happen now is a real kick in the teeth, really, isn't it?
It's a blow. It's a big blow for Luke Williams as well, trying to find his way back in football. And Danny Greenfield, possibly 12 weeks metatarsals. You just cannot rush him. Luke and Jack Hunt, I feel especially sorry for.
Yeah,
because the poor lad looks sick as a chip in the stand, and seeing him on crutches, and I just wish him all a speedy recovery. And 3 good players were missing, but to be fair, we've absorbed it, and just got to keep trying to absorb it. But
definitely,
I think we lost another midfielder.
Yeah, that would be the worry. But then again, you've got the likes of Lewis Story, who could probably do a job in midfield, Tinkler as well, and I'm sure Alex Nicholson would play anyway. You tell him to play him as well. Liam Burbeck is for bedtime soon before travel to Southport tomorrow, but of course need my nighttime Friday fix of the Heat Army podcast first. Well, say we're only doing
not
on
ideal.
the last few Fridays through circumstances. It'll probably be back to a Thursday, but maybe if there's a ladies' game on a Thursday, we'll probably move it back to a Friday so we can talk about that as well. But yeah, it's as I say, just hopefully, as I say, the injuries don't continue and they get back fit and well soon, and that's the most important thing. Want them lads happy, fit, and healthy, and playing football. You can send in your messages here on the Heat Army podcast, like everyone else has done. We'll put them up on screen. You can do it via Twitter, Facebook, and on YouTube. We'd love you to do that. Please do get involved. I'm going to play a quick message from our sponsors, and when we come back, we'll get right back into the chat and read out your messages. So get sending them in. Now, Mickey, I forgot to mention that we had a request. Well, not a request, but someone said on Saturday to me, I'm not sure who it was, said they were looking forward to the Under the Covers edition of the Heat Army podcast.
Funny enough, Jamie said that as well last night.
Yeah, so obviously people, we may have started a niche market. We might just have to do this Under the Covers together, Mickey. Well,
Jamie did pass a comment yesterday about the forward being in the same bed.
Oh well,
I think Jamie was looking forward to it a bit too much for me.
Yeah. Liam Burbeck's for Thursday, Friday, any day, anyway. Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, and
enjoy Southport there, Liam. It's a canny trip.
Do you think I'm a lovely lad? Be honest. Well, we'll find out. I'm only joking.
No. On Celebrity Deathmatch.
Celebrity Deathmatch. We're going to get a deathmatch on the track at half time. No, of course you're a lovely lad. Met you in an interview, dear. You're lovely. Mason Ford, do you think Gateshead should sign a player from the Football League or on a 2-month loan? Greenfield is out a long time. I would imagine the club might look into that if they pick up another injury in midfield. But then again, you've got the likes of Connor Panny, who'll be chomping at the bit to get his chance. And, you would imagine he'll get bled in at some point. So who knows? It might happen a little bit sooner than planned. But,
also, best of luck to young Ryan Bolton, who's went to Shildon on loan.
Yeah, I think they won as well, didn't they, on the first game? When he went 0-0. Yeah, and David Tron, evening lads, and
evening, David.
Yeah, so if you do want to send in your messages, please do so like that, and let us know your predictions as well. Are you going down to Southport tomorrow? We'd love to hear from you. And as I say, if you're just joining us late, welcome. You haven't missed much. No, but yeah, as I say, obviously we just watched that video a couple of minutes ago, and there was obviously we spoke earlier just saying that obviously we're fifth in the league after 3 games. Everyone else has played 4 nearly. It is too early to look at the table, but you can't help but do it when you start like this, and then look at the teams around you who are the usual suspects for being up and around in the playoffs that aren't there yet, and you think, well, that's just got to put us in good stead if we can just keep a good momentum going. If you get in there, half the battles getting in there, staying there is the big problem. But
potentially we could get 3 points tomorrow.
Definitely. I mean, it's a very tough place to go, Southport. I mean, we've both been there numerous times in numerous leagues. It's never an easy.
I don't think I've seen us win there until the 3-2.
I missed that game. I don't think I have seen us win there, no. I've seen us go as an FA Trophy game, and it was the coldest night of my life, bar that Morecambe vacated stadium. But
Gretna away is the coldest, mate.
What was it? We had a player called Hamilton on loan from Carlisle, and he had the audacity to score an equaliser. Take us into extra time. Was it Ian Hamilton? No. Lee Hamilton. Lee
Hamilton. I think it was.
Yeah, and he scored late on, and I remember just being devastated, and because it was just that cold, and the game was it was one to forget. I've tried to forget.
Same happened about Gretna.
Yeah,
FA Trophy with no teaching. Their lad went when we keep and missed, and while we were stood behind the goal, and we called them all the names under the sun, even though it was them. Says you do realise we've got it, and it just got colder and colder and colder. And I was up for a 14 afterwards with flu.
I don't remember once. I think I generally think I got pneumonia because I was in a right bad way after hoarding away in the FA Cup when we got drenched. That was a bad one. It was a bad one. But, we are going to be having Jack the Brackley fan join us for the last 10 minutes of the show later on, and we still want all your views. We did do a pre-recorded interview with a friend of the show, comedian Gavin Webster, Gateshead fan, and this is what a little chat that I had with him say yesterday, where I put the same T-shirt on for continuity. That's how dedicated I am to the show, not because I just didn't change my top.
You haven't had it. Wash your dirty git.
Yeah. Of course I have, man. This is the interview with Gavin. Gavin, welcome back to the Heat Army podcast. It's a pleasure to have you with us. And I see you were at the match last Saturday, and must have felt great to be back at a game.
Not Monday, Dave.
Oh, it was Monday, wasn't it? Well, what can I say? I'm all fingers and thumbs at the minute. You should have heard me commentary, but yeah, it was Monday. But how did it feel to be back?
I had a bit of commentary back for the first goal. Yes, it was fine.
Yeah, but did you enjoy the game in general?
Yeah, it was great, terrific.
Yeah, it's one of them ones where it built, didn't it? And then half time maybe come at the wrong time for. I think the third goal would have killed it off.
It might have, but it was man, it was still pretty damn good throughout the first half and even bits of the second. They were great. I thought it was a great display myself. Like
it was. I mean, it's very similar to the game the week before where we started off on fire in the first half and then had to be in a bit of a workman-like one in the second half. But it shows character that we can do that because I mean, I've said it a few times and even in commentary that maybe years gone by we might have collapsed under such pressure.
in which years gone by? Which particular?
I think the Ian Bogie years. We struggled to hold on to a lead. There was a few occasions.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, would that be like when they first went back into the National League?
I think there was a period before we got that run in the promotions where we would just concede, and it was a common even before even Bogie. It's probably doing him an injustice because of what he've achieved, but going back from I'd say from 2000 onwards to before we started that run to get into the National League, we would be one of them teams that just collapsed once we had a bit of pressure. Even a 3-0 lead wasn't safe with Gateshead at home.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've always thought Gateshead have always played good football in all the years I've seen them. Always wanting to play football properly and always playing little, balls and in where, diagonal balls in, somebody dummies it, third man run, holding the ball up for somebody overlapping. It's always been a thing.
Yeah.
The only time I remember, the only time in recent years I remember Gateshead not playing very good football was under Neil Aspin.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a stalemate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit of a game of chess and not much mobility. And it was, I mean, he was effective, wasn't he? But he wasn't. It wasn't free flowing.
No, it wasn't eye catching, was it? It wasn't going to make you think I want to go back to see that again.
No, definitely not. But to be fair to Steve Watson, straight after he took him a season or something, and then he started going back to the traditional style of getting the ball down and playing. Really, I don't know whether it's in the DNA of people from Gateshead or Tyneside in general, maybe, that you want to see good football. Really, I've always thought up in Blythe that that's easy and it's an easy hit having to go at Blythe on a Gateshead podcast, but I've always thought they were never really that interested in good football up there. I have been up there before to not see Gateshead, and I've always thought, and obviously, they've had a few memorable cup runs and things, but like I've never thought that they were as interested in good football.
Yeah, I think it's always been like set piece or counter attack, hasn't it?
Yeah.
With with Blythe, which is there's nothing wrong with that. If it works to your advantage, then you play to that.
Play the conditions and big diagonals and trying to
Yeah, I think
get a game won. You know.
I don't know about in recent years, but obviously in the past, Blythe's pitch used to be a bit of a bog, and obviously, hopefully that's improved for them, and they seem to be playing good football under Mickey Nelson. But since your first game back, well, obviously, like everybody in recent times, first game back, but seeing new players in the flesh, was there anyone that caught the eye on Monday?
Oh, there was a few. There was Maloney was good,
Yeah,
and a great leader and a great captain.
Seems to have stepped up, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, to be fair, I can't really compare because I've not seen him regularly like you have, but wow, he looked a good player. And the back three were great, wouldn't they?
And it was very reminiscent of the Gary Mills football building from the back. I
thought Gary Mills, I mean, he obviously didn't, but that was the first time I saw that Man City type stuff from Mills, getting the ball from the goalkeeper, rolling it out like you were playing in the schoolyard or something. And that's the first time I saw that. And certainly the first time I saw it at that level. And obviously nowadays people play with a back three rather than the back four, don't they? It is a rule, not all the time. The back three were Nicholson's one of the back three, isn't it? Tinkler.
Yeah. Nicholson, Tinkler, and Story. But if you went off traditional positions, two of them are right wing backs. So Nicholson now is an accomplished centre half. You'd always have him there. He'd be one of the first names on the team sheet. But I think Tinkler was filling in that gap because obviously I think Mike Williamson was on the bench, and then you've got Elliot Forbes out as well. So the back three, even though it's super strong, could get stronger.
Wow, so that's amazing because they just looked in control of the game, and whenever it was a little bit messy, we mopped it up in midfield, quick out of the ball in them, and then started knocking the ball about at the back, and we're just looking for a gap to open up, which sometimes I felt sometimes it was just turned into a long ball, but if that's what's on, that's what's on, and they didn't offer anything in reply, did they, Guiseley? Nothing at all.
Not really. But I mean, the one of the players that really stuck out, and I think it was his second appearance, or third appearance actually, in the left back, Matty Jacob. He got on the left flank really well. Yeah.
Wow, he had a good game. I was going to mention him.
Mm-hmm.
He had a touch of the Grealishes about him, and the fact that like he can go fast, slow, and draw a foul. And if you're a bit older, John Robertson, the former Nottingham Forest winger, like that kind of languid style, that kind of. I suppose Chris Waddle had that kind of like, is he going to go? Isn't he going to go?
Yeah.
And then we go, no, he's not going to go. Then he suddenly finds a yard or two and gets it over. And people like that are worth their weight in gold, really, don't you think?
It's exciting as well because you think he only came the night before the season started a couple of weeks ago, and then obviously he's well. So actually, I think I'm telling a lie. I think he came in just before the first home game, a couple of days before, and he settled in.
What did he play for and all that?
He's on loan from Hull. So he's slotted in really well, and you'd think there's more to come from him. Really, I mean, he's only been here a couple of weeks, and he's slotted into the way we play.
Yeah. I mean, like, I suppose it's like somebody like that is you think, oh, they've got a free role, but he linked up with play as well. He's not one of these kind of people who you go, oh God, he's so good, but he's a pain in the arse as well. He was actually linking up with play really well, because I know I really like them players. The ones that like, unless they're phenomenal,
unless they've got that arrogant swagger where they pull it off and you don't mind.
But sort of thing. Unless it's Ginola, you just go, no, I'm not having that. I'm not having somebody fiddly faffing around and then not chasing back, and they've lost the ball, so they just shrug their shoulders. It's never been my kind. I don't know about you, but I've never really liked that kind of player. Because you don't get promoted with players like that or win things.
A luxury player, isn't it? If if the rest of the team's putting in a shift, then you can have someone mucking about like that. But you have to be world class at that level, don't you? To have someone that's just going to.
there's one or two down the years at Gateshead. I wouldn't mention their names, but there's been one or two where
Go
you
on.
just. Well, I'm not going to be popular for this, but I always thought that Lowe was like that. Like he was obviously a great ball player.
Mhm.
Great, he could strike a ball well and all that, but it just seemed to me it was all about him striking 60-yard passes and all that, not really being a part of the.
Yeah, I only ever seen the last spell of Kenny Lowe at Gateshead, and there was a couple of flashes of his genius, like when he scored from the corner, direct, and a couple other things. But he was in a poor side as well at the time.
Yeah. But I always thought. I mean, I was talking to Steve Preen once about this. Just asked him and said who was the best players you played with, and he just said that Kenny Lowe was brilliant and he could just put a ball anywhere you wanted to. But I don't know. I used to think he was one of them luxury blokes, whereas Paul Proudlock looked like he played great passes, but was a team player as well. You know, that's you. Though I'm not saying that I'm right or wrong.
But I mean, you mentioned, but you just were mentioned about the defense there. Obviously, having players missing, but the midfield as well. We had Greenfield and Hunter missing as well.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I'm not as au fait on it as you are. So they're key players.
You would. Last season, they would have been fought upon as first names down in the team sheet.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's amazing, isn't it? And obviously Williamson wasn't playing himself, and no, that is great because in midfield I thought like we were terrific because again I think it may be the full time thing because every time it's like that Rocky Balboa chasing the chicken, isn't it? It's like if there's a ball and it goes in the wrong direction, the fit team always picks it up and then starts again and does that. Whereas a less fit team, they might struggle to get it again, but they'll lose it again. And then but it always seems as though we're mopped up, started again, back to the back three, slowly torturing them again every time. It was wonderful to watch. And the two goals from Langstaff were I mean, the first one was a great goal. It really was from a tight angle. But the second one, it's one of them ones that when
it just kept ending, didn't it?
Yeah, just it leaves his boot and you go, that's going in. That just that classic, that classic round the corner of the keeper's outstretched hands and then comes back in on the bounce. It's,
As I say, the defender that he got it round, Ben Sharif, who's a great defender at this level, you could see he was devastated that ball got round him. It was inch perfect.
Right. I mean, you could argue, I suppose, from what I remember, he might not have been close enough, but then
because he just took the shot before anyone anticipated it because he knew what he was going to do, and obviously it paid off for him, which is amazing. And then I come up with the corniest lines on the commentary on that one about the skills paying the bills. I was like, oh, that one.
David Coleman in the 74 Cup final said, goals pay the rent and Keegan does his share. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't even fucking mean anything.
Oh no! It was Mark Rivers quickly told us never to do that again on the mic.
Did he get live to you?
Yeah,
never do that again.
Never do that again.
I will have to find that on Facebook.
But you had the corporate experience. Was it nice in there? Because obviously it's all new under the new management, and that was it a nice experience?
Yeah, it was. It's a while since I've had that. I think I might have got invited a couple of years ago. Then a few years back, I was there with Potts the printers for a few games. I was quite a few years ago now.
Yeah,
that was a while since I've been in a corporate suite. I was there with my family. That was great. It was good. It was good. And then there was the man on the match award at the end, and it was. You actually get a nice view in there. I would never watch a game from in there because that.
I know.
I'm on the terraces, man. But I can imagine people might like doing that sort of thing. Caught the only bit I missed of the game is I caught the sort of scrap between Adam Campbell and the lad in the second half. That was
It was handbags. I think Campbell, I don't know, I haven't seen it back, but Campbell was pulling his shirt first and then Campbell reacted. So it was one of them things. But you don't know what's said down there on the touchline.
Yeah. Is it like, it's all part of the game, I suppose. That's one of them cliches, isn't it? And if you can get a reaction out of somebody, you've won, really, isn't it? I was at Heaton Stannington on Wednesday night. What is it today? Thursday? Last night was at Heaton Stan. And they were playing Horden, and there was a Horden player, number 8, can't remember his name. He was trying to get reactions all the time, and it wasn't succeeding. You know, he was like going up to players on the ground and shouting at them, but it didn't have anything. And I think the referee was going, "Don't be so stupid, mate." You know, really, you're not. This isn't working, mate. Do you know what I mean? I think the only way, I'm not a purist. I think football's all about getting an advantage sometimes, and if you can wind somebody up, you can. But if you're winding somebody up and it doesn't work, you might as well pack up and go home, you know.
It's not the greatest thing in the world, like, is it? But say, are you down to be able to make any more games? Because obviously, you know, you're on the road a lot. Is there any
I'd really like to come back because it's a long time since I've been, you know, and it's always good to come down, and the crowds are good, aren't they, at the moment, you know?
Yeah, it's creeping up gradually. Hopefully we can hit that 1,000 mark and stay above it. That would be nice. But it's a work in progress, and hopefully if we play like that, people will come along and watch it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there wasn't many Guiseley supporters, was there? So, you know, that's a good crowd.
Yeah, it certainly was.
I mean, is it restricted, the capacity this season?
I'm not sure. I think obviously at the moment it's just mainly the main stand. If there's going to be a big away following, they're put in the stand on the far side. So
they'll go in there, the away fans sort of thing.
Yeah, that's Kettering were over there the other week. So
right, yeah, and all the northeast clubs might bring people over that side.
Yeah, they'll be on the far side. Hopefully it rains terribly when they're there because there's no roof. So gotta have the home advantage. But Gav, thank you very much for joining us. But before you go, you've got a big gig coming up at the Tyne Theatre as well. We've got a link in the video below this as well if anyone wants to buy any tickets. But if you'd just like to give a date and where it's at.
Certainly, Dave. It's at the Tyne Theatre on the 12th of November. That's Friday, the 12th of November. Tyne Theatre, 8 p.m. start. Lee Cales of support. I'll be doing a new hour. It's called Gavin Webster Plays Live to Actual People. And it should be a good night. And I'll be in the pub afterwards because I'll be turning 52 on the 13th. So hopefully after midnight, I'll be there from, I don't know, quarter to until whenever it closes in the Bodega. Can I give a plug to the pub?
Oh yeah, definitely. What's that noise?
Not on my side.
On my side, I don't know where it is, but it's squeaking away. But on that note, Gavin, thank you very much for joining us.
I'll let you deal with that. Cheers, thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there we go. Gavin Webster. Always good to have a chat with him, and really enjoyed the game on Saturday, and a couple of funny things he said. But if anyone would like to get tickets for Gavin's show at the Tyne Theatre, the link is below us in this video. So it's nice to support Gavin because he supported Gateshead and the Gateshead Soul in the very early days of everything that went on in the past under that man that shall not be named. So it'd be nice for Gateshead fans to show a little bit of support to Gavin, and you'll have a fantastic night out as well. He's supported by Lee Kyle, who he used to the football show with. So hopefully that'll be coming back as well soon for Gavin and Lee. But show them a little bit of love, show them a little bit of support, and say that you'll have a fantastic night. I'm hoping to go along, even try and take me mum as well. And hopefully there's not too many blue jokes. But I think that's what you'd like to hear, to be honest.
I totally agree with Gav. Like a good scrap now and again just gets the crowd going, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the game's just off the boil. A good little scrap gets everyone going again. It's great.
It certainly is. Well, we're just going to play, say what you should really be doing with this show if you haven't already done it.
Hello, everybody. Remember to like and subscribe and share the show.
Yes, please do. The subscribes are going up. I think we're 81 subscribers now. It doesn't seem a lot, I know, in the grand scheme of things, but it helps the algorithm, and hopefully we can reach out to more fans and get more people interacting, and hopefully we can get nearly everyone from the stand on a match day getting interacted and using this show, because it's an outlet for us to talk about Gateshead and promote Gateshead. And as I say, we always thank the club for using our commentary on their stream, on the highlights. It's always a big pleasure, and say we'll use their interviews and put them up, and to also thank them for interviews that we get with them as well. So remember, share the love and share everything about Gateshead Football Club. Also as well, if you're just joining us, there is an event by the Gated Soul on Friday, the 10th of September, a week tonight, 7:30 at the A1 Aladdin Club. If you don't know where that is, you get on the number 21 bus heading towards Chesley Street, and you'll get off at the Aladdin stop, and it's just underneath the bridge. It's £2 entry, and you get a free raffle ticket with that. You'll have a fantastic pop quiz and card bingo with the one and only Tenerife Dave. So get yourself down. And also as well, because I'm that much in love with it, I'm going to show that pie game where I had just before the match. Look at that bad boy. Oh, chicken and leek Dixon's. Perfection. But yeah, get your messages in. Let us know your predictions for the weekend. I think we've got one that come in. Gordon has put 2-1 to the Heat, hopefully. I say a point or 2 points I'd be very happy with tomorrow. I think that'd be fantastic. And it would be a very good one. Did you see Luke's comment during the video?
I did.
Yeah, cheeky, innit? Cheeky.
Gav is a long time advocate of the podcast.
Yeah,
like you said, he helped with the soul, and I couldn't be there when they done the interview, so that's the reason.
Also as well, Gavin used to listen to the podcast before I got to know him as well. He used to listen in when we used to do it as an audio one about 6-7 years ago. So it's he's been a good one of that. Love the name Tenerife Dave. Well, if you want to know what the name Tenerife Dave is, it's that Dave likes Tenerife, and he used to have a flat there, didn't he, an apartment, and so he's always there. And whoops, put another messages up there, but yeah, Tenerife Dave. And I would imagine there might be some Gated Soul merchandise available to buy on the night. I would imagine Dave won't let a moment slip like that. So get yourself along. It should be an absolutely fantastic night. And I say we are going to be joined by Jack the Brackley fan momentarily. We're going to play another advert, and then when we come back, we'll be speaking to Jack. And because they've had a decent start to the season as well, Brackley, and it's always nice to talk to him. But let's say, have a little look at this. This is Danny Greenfield. He doesn't know he's being watched at the moment, but we know he's subscribing to the He Down Me podcast. He's also following us on Twitter and Facebook, and you can do the same. But Danny, the camera is always watching.
Oh, that's a lovely picture of Danny Greenfield I've just took. What's that? Danny, man, keep your legs together. Oh, I knew I couldn't use this.
That's right, Danny. Keep them clever, keep them together. Yes, hello there, and we are joined by Jack the Brackley fan, who looks like he's in witness protection at the moment. Hello, Jack. Can you hear us?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can just see your silhouette.
I like the silhouette.
Yeah.
Working.
Can you hear us, Jack? Hello. Can you hear us, Jack?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Ah, fantastic. Let's see. We've got a bit of a silhouette of you at the moment. It looks like you're in witness protection, but it's fantastic. It adds to the show. But Jack, as I say, we spoke to you a lot over the past year, and say football's back in the grounds. How's the start been for you?
Too many away games. We've been travelling miles and miles and miles. Yeah, but 4 wins out of 4. What can you say at the start of the season?
You can't ask for better, can you?
Not really. Conceded 2 goals, if I remember right, against York and Leamington Monday. Yeah, 2 goals. But
and also as well, the last time we spoke to you, obviously you had lost. Was it Byrne? And you're a bit depressed at the time. And look what a few months the difference makes.
The signings what we made. I doubted a few of them, but the signings what we made have come in and shown don't really need training. So
yeah,
hit the ground running, are they?
Yeah, they've hit the ground running. Couldn't ask for more from the players.
That's just good though. It's always nice to be pleasantly surprised by players, isn't it? When you sign them, when you think, oh, a bit underwhelmed, and then the
youngsters as well, though. That's what surprises me.
It's good that they've hit the ground running. You also be happy, but the big one I want to ask you about is beating York. Were you at that game?
I wasn't at that game. I was at QPR Coventry.
Oh well.
I refuse to go. I'm not paying £20 a ticket to watch.
So how much it is at York? Is it?
Yeah, I'm not watching that.
Wow. Is it
when their ground is like multicoloured seats, and I'm not a big fan of that ground.
Yeah. They picked up a win at the weekend there, but pressure was mounting, you would think, for the manager down there.
Yeah, I think he got lucky.
Yeah.
If he lost against Benham, I don't think any York fans would want him in there, would they?
Yeah, I still think if he doesn't win the next 2 games, I think he's still going to be in big trouble. But Mason Ford's put good luck against the Spartans, mate. So
that is a long trip tomorrow.
They seem to start off well at home as well.
I was quite shocked about Blythe. They made a very good signing. Is it Robbie Dale?
Yeah, they brought him back out of retirement.
Maguire.
Yeah, they got Maguire back.
I think there'll be a force this season. I think they'll be thereabouts this year.
I think at home there will be. I think it's not the youngest.
It's a hard place. Did they beat Chester 8-2? Was it 8-2?
Not sure.
I think it was about 2 years ago. They beat Chester.
Yeah.
It's a hard place to go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a long travel. It's not the greatest place to go to, and not just saying that because of like rivalries. It's not the most glamorous place, Blythe, to go to. You know, and it's normally a dark and dingy day in the northeast throughout the season, so it's not exactly the one of the beautiful spots to go and play. But I think at the moment they've started off really well at home, haven't they? And that's the danger.
Yeah, I don't know. Good crowds as well.
Yeah, they have impressive crowds. I think crowds in non-league are up in general across the country, though. I think I heard the other day.
Yeah, I think we had about 700 on Monday. What was our first league game?
Yeah. Was it a good atmosphere at the ground as well?
Yeah, it was good atmosphere. Everyone was enjoying themselves. Just back to what we're doing, really.
Did you try and?
You can't enjoy yourself with 3 wins on the spin. You never will.
Oh, yeah, 3 wins, 4 wins.
Did you try and sneak your ladder in for old time's sake?
Oh no, it's sat in my garage looking at me. Going, can I come yet? No.
Oh. Man, we can laugh about it now, though, can't we? But really, it was horrific, wasn't it?
The best moment of my life, not paying £13 to watch it. And you can watch it for free.
Oh, man. But yeah, but as I say, obviously, you started the season off on absolute fine form. You would obviously hoping to try and stay up in them places for the rest of the season. Is that the club's thought and views as well?
I think that's the club's aim. They've been planning to go up for the past 3-4 seasons. I think due to COVID, we missed out last year. Whether we went up or not, that's the next question. But like we had you in the playoffs, didn't we? I don't know. But they're planning to go. We've got like a fan zone now behind one of the dugouts. That's getting built.
Good.
Yeah, the new clubhouse is good. I like the new clubhouse.
Was it Jeff Hurst that opened that for you? Was it
Jeff Hurst? Yes, he opened.
Yeah. The thing is, though, this must be one of the toughest leagues to get out of this year. Because so many. I mean, obviously, there's yourselves, us, Fylde. You got to see York, Boston.
You got Gloucester.
Yeah, and there's so many teams that can be up and around there, and you would say are more than capable of taking the step up as well. And I mean, I used to say that in the National League itself, the league above was hard to get out of, but this year the National League North is it. I think
it's the toughest league I've seen for about 3-4 years now.
Definitely, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Spending was made dark horse.
I don't think they'll do that well this year.
I think
since they lost Jason, was it Jason Ansley?
Jason
Since they lost him, I don't think I don't know. You can't really tell 4 games in, can you?
Yeah, not really.
I mean, my personal view is that they'll age out a little bit. It's an older squad. There's a lot of old legs in there, and I think when the ground gets hard in November, December, January, I think they'll struggle.
I totally disagree.
Well, we'll find out, Mickey. We'll find out.
We'll find out in November. I think Darlington. I know they've had a COVID outbreak and not a good start, but I thought they would have been up there this year.
I don't think the signings of there. I don't think they've replaced the players that they've.
Have they not?
On paper, anyway. I mean, as you say, they could burst into life in the next few games, but looking at their signings from my perspective, I was a bit underwhelmed by the way they built their squad. But who matter? They say they might go off and do some fantastic things, but just I don't know, a little bit underwhelmed by this. I thought Blythe have made far better signings than Darlington.
Yeah, I don't know. It's good, hoping to go there tomorrow and get 3 points. That's all.
Yeah. I hope you are as well.
So we hope you do.
Yeah. I think every time we've been there, we've beaten them. If I remember correctly, beat them 3-0, 3-1, 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow could be probably lose. But,
yeah.
Look on the bright side, Jack.
Jack, I'm going to have to get you a light just to brighten up your life, because I don't know. I don't know where you're always going to downer.
I'm sat I'm near my desk and my room's over there. And
yeah. Oh no, I was only joking. I was just because the last few times I spoke to you, you'll end the conversation on a downer. And you're like, no, we'll get beat.
With this silhouette, it's like looking at a GIF.
So it's witness protection. We're going to find out that he's a major celebrity just hiding in Brackley.
Oh,
Jack, thank you very much for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure to speak to you again, and no doubt we'll speak to you when we're.
We got you in about a month's time.
Yeah,
we'll have you on then. Don't worry.
I might come up. Not sure yet.
Oh well, hopefully.
Make the effort, Jack.
Is there any places to put your stepladder?
You need a bloody big stepladder to look at our wall stand.
I don't know. There might be. I'm not going to say because I wouldn't want to deprive money from the
club. I'll have a look when we get up and
Google Earth it.
Google Earth it. Yeah. Anyway, good luck tomorrow, guys.
Cheers, you too. You, Jack.
You too, especially you.
Yeah.
Bye.
There we go, Jack, the Brackley fan. Always lovely to hear from. Well, that's the end of the show. We've got through it.
No, we haven't even spoken with the lasses yet, man.
Oh, hang on 1 second. Yeah, we'll squeeze the ladies in, and we'll go. Bang! The ladies win again. Mickey, take it away. You're there.
Thanks. Done really well. Obviously, the 1-5-1. Team was a bit threadbare. It's had players playing in different positions they're not used to, especially at the back. But Jamie Thompson, who normally plays in midfield, and Hannah were excellent at the centre defence.
Yeah. Also, a makeshift goalkeeper as well.
Jade Halliday.
Yeah.
Absolutely fun. Never put a foot wrong. She had no chance with a goal. Her handling was exemplary. Someone did say to her, I think it was Roy had said to her, oh, Carly's going to struggle to get in and get back in the team. And Jade says, no, Carly's definitely going back in. So, but Jade Anderson's possibly scored one of the goals of the season. Free kick from.
Was anyone there recording it?
I was supposed to be, but I totally forgot, didn't I?
Oh no, I was just wondering if the club had any.
I don't know. I didn't see anybody.
Yeah,
I just heard it from.
So that one's went into the ether, and unfortunately, we're not going to see it. But
I just heard it from.
At least we talked about it
inside their half.
Yeah.
On the centre circle, she's on the edge of there, and just hit a free kick that just sailed right over the top of the keeper into the roof of the net.
It's a way to do it, isn't it? I had challenged Jack Hunter in pre-season in the Ashton game when we were doing the commentary. I said, mind, I expect a 40-yard screamer for you. So I'm expecting when he gets back and fit, like, to be in training. I hope Ian Watson's watching and gets the training in place. 40-yard screamers, top corner.
Oh, I mean, Jade Anderson, what a goal. She scored another good goal as well. Livy scored a hat-trick, absolutely. It's you go to watch the lasses and Livy just does Livy things.
Yeah.
She just scores goals, takes people on really quick. I would hate to be her boyfriend because if he upsets her, she's chasing him. She's gonna catch him knee problem. She's like a whippet.
Was any of the three amigos, our American imports, was any?
Yes, Jazz was there. I'm led to believe Monty and Alyssa will be within the next fortnight. Jazz played well. Missed the penalty, which she was gutted about, but we're being given a little bit stick.
Jet lag.
Well, that's it. She's the first penalty she's ever missed. But having it involve.
Well, on the other case, there wasn't a camera there to catch it. So did she miss it? Did she miss it?
Oh yes. Heaven involved put gated player stands up and strikes a penalty and it went into someone's garden.
There you go.
But to be fair, Jazz played well as well. They all did, to be fair. I mean, Dion was playing left back. She's never played left back for years.
Yeah.
Katie Lemon right back, and these are midfielders, and Dion's a right back. So it was just the way it is. The good thing is I've got Carly and Lindsay back for Sunday.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the next couple of weeks, you'll have Monty and Alyssa back to
well,
the squad
hopefully we'll be able to catch up with Simon Johnson, GSA ladies manager. We're going to get an interview with him this week, so that'll be good to catch up with him because talk about his winning start.
He's doing well.
He is doing very well. So we'll do that. But Mickey, massive thank you again as ever. I've enjoyed this one tonight. It's been good.
Yes.
Big thank you to everyone that's messaged in. We've had lots of messages, haven't we?
And let's hope we're celebrating tomorrow night.
Yeah, let's hope next week's show is, I say, another one to look forward to and celebrate.
Prediction then, Davey?
Sorry?
That's our prediction.
3-1. I think it might be like at the last two home games. I think we'll start off, get a lead, and we'll see it out in the second half.
Yeah, I got. Was it Gordon who said 2-1?
2-1, yeah.
Yeah, I fancy 2-1 tomorrow.
Hopefully one was right. Hopefully one was right.
Hopefully it's another 3 points. It's
definitely.
And hopefully 3 points for the lasses on Sunday as well.
Be the perfect week. It'll be the perfect week. So yeah, well, and also as well, big thank you to Gavin Webster and Jack the Brackley fan. If you want to see Gavin on tour, he's doing things with Felt now. But if you want to see his new show on November the 12th at the Town Theatre, the link below is below this video, wherever you're watching it. I don't think it's on Twitter though. You'll have to go onto YouTube or Facebook. So remember, do subscribe, do share the show, and say if you're traveling down to Southport, have a fantastic time, and we will see you next week. And bye, Miggy.
See you later.
Ciao.